Good evening, everybody. Until the previous video, we have completed up to Article 239 relating to administration of union territories. These union territories are administered by an administrator to be appointed by the President of India. We know even the governors of states are appointed by the President under warrant in terms of Article 155, and they hold office during the pleasure of the President in terms of Article 156. The same way, the President appoints administrators to administer union territories. The only difference is that states have a separate status. They have assemblies and they are administered by the governor in accordance with the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. But whereas these union territories are directly administered by the President of India through the administrators, there would not be Council of Ministers or assemblies. Of course, some union territories were converted into states with limited rights. For example, like Delhi and Pondicherry is also one among them. By 1987 Act, assembly was created in Pondicherry also. This was a French colony for about 300 years from 1674 to 1954. There have been constant wars between the French, Dutch and the English for its occupation, as it being a trading center. However, the French retained it until 1954 and then transferred to Indian government. However, Pondicherry was integrated into Indian Union in 1962 through 14th Constitutional Amendment. However, in 2006, by a special enactment, the name of that union territory was changed as Puducherry. I told you through the Act of 1987, an assembly was created with partly elected and partly nominated members, and Council of Ministers was also created with powers as may be determined by the Parliament. 239A was made applicable and Ladakh. Even today, we can find the culture of Puducherry and its architecture is akin to that of the French, with pristine beaches and cultural mix of Indian and the French, European. These union territories were basically those occupied by the Europeans, maybe the Dutch, French or the British, whereas all other countries were colonial in the sense there the independent government existed but under the control of or the British king or the queen. I don't find any reason to continue them as union territories. If they are treated as union territories, there must be some purpose for that. We have seen in Article 3, Article 4, Article 55, 81 and 170 that the country shall be divided into states with equal population, equal number of MLAs, equal number of MPs, where the population represented by each MLA and MP shall also be uniform throughout the country. Of course, through a constitutional amendment, it was held that this condition does not apply to states which have population below 60 lakhs. These union territories being under direct control of the President and the Parliament should have been utilized for constructing national capital cities, for housing Parliament members, ministers, governors, President, or some of them could be used for official headquarters or army headquarters or for special zones for defense and research institutions. Otherwise, there is no point in keeping any area as the union territory. Now we find the Delhi was once a union territory. It was given a state status, not fully but partly. We can see the kind of pollution there. We can see the kind of crime there. At least a place where Indian Parliament is located, where all Indian top hierarchy of politicians are residing. Such places should have been fully secured. They should be exclusively used for that purpose, so that there will be cleanliness, there will be law and order. Only a planned infrastructure should be there. Whereas Indians fail to understand the purpose of keeping certain areas as union territories, and especially the President of India has failed to know powers, duties and functions under the constitution. His rights are being taken away by the legislatures and also the judiciary. Yet he is keeping silence. He remained a silent spectator while his powers are being stripped off. Most unfortunate that he is assenting to bills which are intended to take away his own powers. President is not an individual. He is not independent. He represents the political party in power in India and in the states. This was not properly understood by the Indians. The official party or the party in power should be represented by the president and the union ministers and parliament members of that party at the union level, and that ruling party should be represented by the governors, the state ministers and MLAs and MLCs belonging to that political party. All others are opposition parties. This is the system envisaged under Indian Constitution. We have made the executive a purposeless, a redundant post, and we made him a secretary to the legislative leader. That means we have nullified the executive power in India. So there is no separation of legislatures and the executive, and there are no separation of powers also. As such, the present Indian system cannot be said to be democracy at all. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I request you to please subscribe, share and comment on my videos. I would be glad to reply to your worthy comments. With help of all of you, I want to take the constitutional message to the people of this country with fond hope that may result in a change in social, political, economic order for the good of the country. In the next video, we shall discuss Article 239AA relating to Delhi. Thank you.